Have you ever wondered why each time you try to control your anger, it seems to grow even stronger? Interestingly, the philosopher Seneca once advised, "Controlling anger is useless, you must destroy it completely." In fact, some of America's most successful people, from Apple CEOs to top NBA coaches, use this special secret to remain calm and master their lives. So, what is this special secret? Welcome to Wisdom Daily. In this video, you will discover 8 Stoic ways to control your anger, based on the profound philosophy of Seneca, ancient Stoic master and author of the famous book, De Ira. It's time to eliminate your anger entirely, regain peace, and fully control your life. Let's dive in. Part 1. Understanding anger. Before exploring Seneca's practical secrets to completely eliminating anger, you must grasp an important truth. Anger is far more dangerous than you realize. Understand the dangers of anger. Have you noticed that when you're angry, you're no longer yourself? Seneca highlighted this more than 20 years ago. Anger is a form of temporary insanity. When anger takes hold, your rational mind is instantly overtaken by emotion, leading you to actions you soon regret deeply. Think about the last time you got angry. Maybe you shouted at a loved one, said hurtful words, or acted impulsively without thought. Why did this happen? Because in that moment, anger turned you into a slave, stripping away your ability to control your actions. But anger's dangers don't stop at the individual level. They extend into the community. A Yale University study found that just one angry outburst within a group quickly spreads, escalating tension and harming the whole environment. Just like seeing someone angrily argue in a Starbucks or on a New York subway, this negativity instantly affects your mood and those around you. Thus, anger is like a smoldering fire, waiting for just a small breeze to ignite. Your mission is to extinguish it before it flares up. Identify the triggers of anger. What can you do right now? First, recognize clearly the situations that frequently trigger your anger. Seneca called these emotional triggers, small stimuli, powerful enough to ignite your anger dramatically. For instance, you know Los Angeles traffic is stressful every morning. Just one unexpected cut-off or slow driver might set you off. Or perhaps you feel anger when colleagues constantly interrupt during weekly meetings. The crucial first step is to clearly identify these scenarios in advance. The best method to achieve this is mindfulness. Every day, before leaving your home, remind yourself, what could trigger my anger today? How will I react? This prepares your mindset for unexpected situations and builds resilience to handle emotions as soon as they arise. By fully understanding the dangers of anger and recognizing its triggers, you are halfway toward fully mastering your emotions and your life. But awareness alone isn't enough. How can you effectively prevent anger as soon as it surfaces? Let's continue exploring specific strategies from Seneca in the next part of Wisdom Daily. Part 2. Strategies to manage anger. Delay and wait for anger to subside. You've identified your emotional triggers, but what happens when anger unexpectedly strikes fiercely and rapidly? This is when Seneca's third strategy becomes powerful. Delay and wait for the anger to subside. Seneca wisely stated, "Anger will disappear if you give it time." But is it easy when every part of you urges immediate action? Interestingly, the moment you feel the strongest urge to yell or vent is precisely when you should do absolutely nothing. Consider Abraham Lincoln, America's legendary president, who masterfully used this delay technique. Whenever he felt angry with someone, Lincoln wrote letters expressing all his frustrations, but never sent them immediately. He stored them, reread them when calmer the next day, and most letters never got sent because he realized that the anger wasn't worth causing hurt. You can apply this method easily. Next time anger rises, give yourself a few minutes delay. Simple techniques like deep breathing, counting slowly to 10, taking a quick walk, or meditating briefly in quiet can work wonders. For example, if an email from a colleague offends you, don't reply immediately. Get up, take a short walk, or drink cold water. Those brief moments calm emotional impulses, allowing rational thinking to return. Remember, Seneca advises delaying, not suppressing anger. Once anger loses its initial strength, calmness emerges as the solution. But delay is just the first step. How do you truly eliminate anger at its root? Join Wisdom Daily to explore Seneca's next vital strategy. Change perspective through empathy. When you've mastered delaying anger and regained calm, Seneca's next advice is changing your perspective through empathy. Have you ever noticed that anger often arises from feeling hurt or offended by someone's actions? When someone does something to upset you, the natural reaction is to view them as an opponent, someone selfish, malicious, or thoughtless. But Seneca encourages the opposite. Place yourself in their shoes to foster understanding and compassion. Imagine driving in busy San Francisco traffic at rush hour, when suddenly someone rudely cuts in front of you. Anger immediately flares up, but rather than fueling that anger, pause and ask yourself, could that person be facing an urgent issue? Perhaps they're rushing to the hospital. Or simply consider whether you've ever inadvertently or intentionally cut someone off yourself. Seneca emphasized, we often get angry at others for behaving exactly as we have behaved ourselves. Realizing this shifts your perspective, helping you see yourself in others. Instead of frustration, you feel compassion, and from that compassion, anger swiftly dissipates. Healing instead of revenge. But Seneca doesn't stop at empathy. He offers deeper advice. Always choose healing instead of revenge. Human instinct typically drives us to seek retaliation when hurt. You might think revenge will help relieve your anger, but the truth is exactly the opposite. Seneca explains, when you seek revenge, you only prolong your anger and deepen your emotional wounds. You may recall the story of Jennifer, a teacher from New York who became well known on social media because she chose not to press charges against a student who vandalized her car. Instead of punishment, Jennifer chose to sit down, listen, and help the boy through his psychological struggles. The result? Both sides felt immense relief, and the relationship between teacher and student was not only repaired, but significantly improved. Revenge might temporarily soothe your anger, but genuine peace of mind comes only when you focus on healing and forgiveness, because only when you forgive others can you truly free yourself from the burden of resentment. Always remember, Seneca doesn't merely want you to control your anger. He wants you to eliminate it entirely from your life. Empathy and the ability to heal instead of retaliate are essential keys to achieving genuine inner peace. However, beyond these psychological strategies, Seneca also recommends specific, practical techniques you can apply every day to quickly regain balance whenever anger arises. Are you ready to explore these techniques? Let's continue right now with Wisdom Daily. Part 3. Effective supportive techniques. Using art to balance your emotions. You've learned psychological strategies to eliminate anger, but sometimes intense emotions can still linger within you. At such moments, Seneca recommends turning to art as an effective therapeutic method to restore balance and quickly calm your mind. Have you ever wondered why listening to your favorite music, sketching a picture, or jotting down thoughts in a journal makes you feel surprisingly calm and peaceful? Psychological research in America, conducted by Harvard University, has proven that art genuinely helps the brain shift from a state of tension to relaxation in just a few minutes. Imagine this scenario. You've had a terrible day at work, criticized by your boss, or driven crazy by your colleagues. Instead of carrying all that stress home, immediately play your favorite jazz track. Write a few lines in your journal to release emotions, or doodle whatever is making you tense. By doing so, your brain instantly redirects its focus to a positive experience, causing your anger to fade rapidly, bringing back a sense of peace. Even prominent American entrepreneurs and celebrities such as Steve Jobs and Oprah Winfrey frequently used art as a tool to soothe their minds during stressful times. Jobs once shared that he often went for solitary walks and listened to classical music whenever he felt stuck, quickly regaining clarity. Oprah, on the other hand, frequently wrote in her journal to detoxify her mind whenever stressed. You don't have to be a skilled artist to benefit from art. Simply allow yourself to immerse in creative activities, and soon enough, your feelings of anger will give way to calmness and serenity. Selecting positive relationships. Besides healing yourself through art, you must also pay close attention to the people around you, as your daily relationships strongly influence your emotions. Seneca once said, "Choose your friends carefully, because their emotions can easily transfer to you." Have you ever noticed that when you spend time with someone who frequently complains, gets angry easily, or is generally negative, your mood quickly deteriorates? Conversely, when you're around someone who is consistently positive and cheerful, you unconsciously feel lighter and more at ease. Therefore, if you genuinely want to eliminate anger from your life, boldly reduce the amount of time spent with toxic relationships that regularly stress you out or cause you to lose your temper. Instead, proactively build and nurture relationships with individuals who have an optimistic and calm approach to life and always bring peace to others. You can start right now. Observe the people you regularly interact with daily and ask yourself, does this relationship help me feel peaceful, or does it frequently cause me stress and anger? Remember, choosing to surround yourself with positive people not only reduces stress, but also helps you create a life filled with genuine joy and tranquility. But there are still other simple techniques that Seneca wants you to apply to master your emotions effectively each day. Continue joining Wisdom Daily to discover these methods right now. Avoid actively seeking reasons to become angry. Have you ever noticed that sometimes we actively look for reasons to become angry? It might sound strange, but Seneca emphasized that we often get angry because the world does not operate according to our expectations, and it is precisely these expectations that frequently cause your greatest disappointments and anger. Here's a simple example. You expect the waiter at a restaurant to always be friendly and attentive. However, one day she is having a bad day and doesn't serve you as well as usual, and you immediately become irritated. But in reality, who is at fault here? It's your expectations. If from the outset you adjust your expectations about the world and the people around you to be more reasonable, you will greatly reduce moments of disappointment and anger. Seneca recommends a very helpful technique for these situations, known as negative visualization. This means spending a few minutes each morning imagining various unwanted scenarios: being late for work, encountering a difficult customer, or being misunderstood by a close friend. This isn't to make you pessimistic, but rather to mentally prepare you for all unfavorable possibilities. When these adverse events actually occur, you'll remain much calmer and significantly reduce the risk of an angry outburst. Remember, life is always full of surprises, but how you prepare for and respond to these surprises is entirely in your control. Use self-deprecating humor. But what happens if, despite careful preparation, you still face unexpected criticism or insults. Don't worry. Seneca has another powerful tool for you: self-deprecating humor. Have you ever watched famous comedians like Chris Rock or Conan O'Brien respond when criticized or insulted by audiences or the media? Instead of becoming angry or defensive, they cleverly turn the insults into amusing jokes. What's the result? Nobody can truly hurt or anger them. When you can laugh at yourself, you immediately regain control and demonstrate that the insults have absolutely no power over you. Seneca tells an excellent story about Cato, another renowned ancient Stoic philosopher. Once, when Cato was speaking in the Roman Senate, he was harshly insulted by an opponent named Lentulus, who even spat in his face. Guess how Cato responded? Rather than becoming angry or retaliating, he calmly wiped his face and humorously replied, "Lentulus, I assure you, people were mistaken when they said you didn't know how to use your mouth." The entire Senate burst into laughter. Lentulus instantly lost the power behind his insult. Cato not only won the argument, but also demonstrated extraordinary self-control. Next time someone insults or offends you, instead of reacting negatively, try turning the situation into a light-hearted joke. Humor is the most potent weapon for taking control of the situation, managing your emotions, and showing others that you are immune to their hurtful words. Now, you hold several effective techniques for managing anger, but how can you turn these into lasting habits to consistently master your emotions every day? Keep watching Wisdom Daily to discover Seneca's final essential secret: practicing daily self-reflection. How can these tools become part of your everyday life? Seneca gives us one final, critically important recommendation: practice daily self-reflection. Self-reflection means taking time to look deeply within yourself, understanding the origins and reasons behind your frequent anger. One of Seneca's most effective and practical methods is to keep an anger journal every day. Imagine that every evening, in the comfort of your home, whether it's in Boston, Chicago, or anywhere else, you spend just 10 minutes writing down situations that made you angry during the day. Ask yourself simple yet vital questions. What triggered my anger today? Why did I react so strongly? How did I handle my anger, and could I have handled it better? By doing this regularly, you'll begin to notice clear emotional patterns. Perhaps you frequently become angry when you feel disrespected, or maybe stress from work easily triggers you. By documenting these details, you can develop a personalized strategy to handle your anger more effectively. Did you know that Benjamin Franklin, one of America's greatest figures, also maintained a daily journaling practice to manage his emotions? He called this his personal virtue notebook, where each evening he evaluated moments when he lost control. Franklin believed this reflective habit was key to staying calm and rational, even in highly stressful situations. Seneca taught us something essential. Only by truly knowing yourself can you fully master your life. Daily journaling for self-reflection is the easiest way to achieve this goal. Now, you have fully grasped Seneca's most powerful techniques to remove anger and regain true peace in your life. How can you apply these strategies sustainably and effectively? Let's summarize and draw out the most important lessons in our final section. Conclusion. You've just explored 8 Stoic ways to control your anger, valuable techniques from Seneca that help you not merely manage anger, but completely eliminate it from your life. You now understand clearly how anger can strip away your rational thinking, spread negative energy, and rob you of your peace. You've learned methods such as delaying your reaction for calmness, using empathy to forgive, choosing healing over revenge, and applying art, humor, and daily self-reflection to master your emotions. Always remember, you cannot change the world according to your wishes, but you can completely change how you react to it. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Among the anger management techniques discussed today, which one did you find most helpful? Or do you have other strategies you currently use to stay calm in daily life? Share your thoughts below, and together we can spread this positive message. If you found this video from Wisdom Daily genuinely helpful, empowering you to control your emotions each day, please don't forget to subscribe so we can continue exploring more meaningful lessons from Stoic philosophy together. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Live peacefully, stay strong, and remain mindful. See you again soon in the next video from Wisdom Daily.